Hello. Um, Today's video doesn't really have a topic. I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff. I mean, I haven't really been able to think of a topic to kind of digest and discuss because I've had just way too much work. Um, but yeah, I've been talking with people, like mostly this one great girl. Shout out to you. I think you know who you are. And yeah, I've just had so many ideas in my head, and with this great discussion we've been having, it's just been something that I want to like kind of look into because I noticed this about myself like a couple days ago, I think. So I was walking like down the street near my home and I saw this kindergarten. It's always been there. I don't hang around there, settling that from now. So yeah, I was just passing by there and I was like, maybe it would be cool if I, had my own kindergarten and I taught like kids and stuff. And then I started thinking like, why would I want to do that? Like, since when would I like that? But the idea stuck to me like, yeah, it would be cool. I don't know what's so wrong with me. I just want to do everything in life. Life is cool and stuff, but you don't have to do everything in it to be happy. Or I don't know. It's not that I'm thinking about that a lot. It's just that I realize that I just want to do so much stuff. I mean, I don't even want to have a kindergarten, to be honest. It's just, I don't know. I like so much stuff. Forget about the schools and stuff, but I just like, I said 100 times already. Whew. But I like drawing. I draw a lot. I have an art page. I try to get into galleries. I do music. I love music. It's part of my life. It's most of my life. I like film. I film stuff. I talked about this already a lot. I just want to do so many different things, and I know that it's not even possible. And to be good at all this stuff, you can't just do everything and expect you're like the best at it. You have to do everything in moderation, which comes actually that point to something I was talking with this great girl with. Um, Basically, we were talking about perfection and how people don't realize when they have achieved perfection and etc. etc. I was talking to her about this phrase which the ancient Greeks used, which is in Greek, ancient Greek, is metron ariston, which means everything is perfect under moderation, basically. Or you only achieve perfection when you know when to stop. Let's put it like as simply as that. Um, you know, I take that saying a lot to heart and I think about it a lot, especially in relations to my work and what I do every day. But it's hard to follow it honestly because when you're into something, finding that moderation is insanely difficult. And I think part of that phrase also is trying to say that you need self control in order to reach perfection because I can't do that. um, but other than that, there's just a part of me that when I think about all the stuff I want to do and all of my ambitions, because for example, I would love to be like a great musician, I'd love to be a great director, I'd love to be a great actor, I'd love to be a writer. I want to do 100 different stuff, and it's just not possible. Um, and it just feels like I'm greedy. I don't know if greedy is the right word, but again, it goes to like you wanting way too much in life. And it sucks because at this point in my life, I can't pick one of those things to follow. I do everything that I like. I draw, as I said, I'm sure already. I do music, I do films, I write, I do this and that. And it's just, I can't just stick to one thing. I have to do everything that I love. Maybe it's like whatever sticks is what I follow. Will anything stick? I have no clue. Probably not. I mean, I shouldn't be pessimistic because when you manifest, things, they tend to happen. I do believe in manifestation. I've seen it with my own eyes. Trust me. But yeah, that's also a very great point. I was talking to another girl about this quite a while ago, that manifestation is most powerful when it's for something negative, because you just put it in your mind in a certain way. I don't remember exactly how we talked about it, but yeah, you just put it in your mind in a certain way that you become more sure of it, and you try and punish yourself and stuff, that it becomes real. Anyways, not the point of this. Um, about moderation, though, and being able to control yourself, let's go back to the ancient Greeks, because it actually reminds me of a great example, the cup of what is it? Who was it? I think it was the Pythagorean cup, whatever. Basically, it's this cup. I'll put a picture of it probably right here. It's this cup where it has a small inlet at the bottom. So when you fill it up with wine back in the day, it would, it would rise up inside that little hole. And when you reached a certain point, the wine, everything would spill out of the cup because it did like sort of this. You'll see the picture. You know what I'm talking about. And it's basically that you have to drink in moderation, which is fucking insane to think about, that they were thinking about this stuff like 2,000 years ago, or who knows how long ago. I don't remember what that was. Probably 2,300 years ago or something. But still talking about moderation, I think that's something that humanity as a whole is something that we haven't reached, and we can't reach it. There's only certain people who I think have managed that. Um, and it's with certain elements only. You can't say I'll do drugs in moderation. That doesn't exist. I'll drink in moderation, sure. It depends on how you moderate it, but you know it's just very weird. And back to my problems. Yeah, I just feel like I'm asking way too much of this life. I want to live in like three different cities. I'm not even gonna get into cars. But yeah, no, forget about all that. I just want to do so much for myself, for other people to enjoy, even, which I think is the very weird part. Because when I want to do music, obviously I'm happy with it, right? Or when I make a film, or when I write something, when I draw something, obviously there's joy for me in that. But what I love most about it is when other people enjoy that, when they view it and they're like, oh, this one's nice, you did a good job. Maybe I'm after compliments, or, I'm after that attention, maybe. But, I just like making people feel something positive, I should say, or make them think, or, I just have a very weird relationship with people, because I always want to give them my all, um, which, kind of kills me each time. And I hate to be viewed as someone that's annoying or bad, or, whatever. Um, yeah, that's also been a big problem with my work as of recently, because I've had even arguments with my boss about it, because I'm not even gonna get into it. Honestly, I can't. Like at this point, no. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I said in the beginning that I don't really know what this is about, right? And I just wanna get things out of my brain, which again is what this whole channel is about, etc. But I don't know. It's a bit it's a bit weird. Mm, do I have anything more to say on the subject? I don't think so. But what I want to add as a small comment is, even though I recognize that all of the stuff I want to do aren't possible in like one lifetime, I know myself, and I know that when eventually I have to stick with one of them, or God forbid none of them, which I really hope not. But yeah, if when eventually that happens, it's not really a question of it. When I have to go down a certain path for it, I know I'll be depressed about it. I know I'll be like, oh, this is fine, this is whatever. Maybe I'm just ungrateful, even though I don't want to admit it. I because I'm always happy, even to wake up in the morning, certain days at least. Um, yeah, but I think it comes down to me being very ungrateful about the opportunities I have. But it's just not. We are all looking not for perfection really, but for happiness, which I guess happiness is the perfection of emotions. Um, and honestly, going after it and chasing it maybe isn't the right thing to do. Maybe it's way too hard to do it, and maybe that's what kills you, both inside and out. Who knows? Um, just like with gambling, I guess. Once you get the feeling of winning, you go back chasing that feeling, never to see it again. Trust me, I know. Um, yeah, I think that's that for today. I don't want to say too much because I feel dumb right now. I feel like, I said a whole lot of nothing, maybe. I don't know. I think there are more people out there who might feel the same way. So leave a comment or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's just that. Just simple for today. And I'll see everyone, I guess, quite soon again. I'll try and have a real topic to analyze for next time, maybe. Okay, bye.